If you're a field service business doing over 1 million in revenue or rapidly scaling, you've probably heard of the platform called ServiceTitan. However, much like a lot of the clients I work with, while they love the platform, many absolutely hate the cost, and for many, it leaves them with little choice but either to pay up or settle with a solution that needs a ton of painful workarounds. For those new to the channel, I'm Joe Guevara, and I'm a digital transformation consultant specialized in field service businesses. Because of that, I'm in the unique position to compare solutions hands-on, since one of our services is to actually plan and help implement software and marketing solutions like ServiceTitan, HubSpot, and more. Now, over the past year, though, I've been working with a new field service management platform one of my clients brought in front of me, and has now officially become the primary choice for about 70 to 80% of my clients that are starting to do over 1 million in revenue when compared to ServiceTitan. And that platform is Zuper. There are still clients where ServiceTitan is definitely worth the cost, but at around half the price and with virtually all of the features, Zuper is a very compelling solution for a lot of scaling field service businesses on a budget. So I'll be posting a deep dive comparison video between different solutions in the coming weeks. But in this video, we're going to repost our latest roadmap webinar, which showcases one of the most important reasons that Zuper has become such a strong competitor to solutions like ServiceTitan, which is their pace of innovation. They've shared some of the latest features that's a bit of a catch-up to ServiceTitan, if I admit, like integrated payments, communications, and fleet management solutions, but also some unique features that I thought was very interesting related to how they're going to integrate AI into their platform, such as field AI transcriptions for both staff and customer communications, AI video walkthroughs to replace manual note-taking and post-job processes, as well as job summary features, which I find a little less compelling than the first two, but we'll see how it looks in practice once I see it live. I'll share my thoughts at the end on how it compares with the other top platforms I work with, so stay tuned for that. That said, if you are in the market to find and implement new software for your field service business and need help figuring out which one's right for you, we do offer free 15-minute consultations to give you some options based on your business needs. And without further ado, here's the Zuper Roadmap webinar for Q1 2025.
Roadmap webinar, where we share some of the highlights of recently released projects, give you a sneak peek about what's coming soon, and then look a little bit far out. And today we've got a really exciting topic on AI-powered innovations. We're genuinely glad you're here. We had a fantastic reception to our Q4 webinar, and we are really excited to show you the latest of what's coming up in Q1 and beyond. Just a quick comment on housekeeping, because obviously it's a big webinar. We've got a lot of people, but we want to keep this as interactive as possible. And that's why we've enabled the Q&A widget in your Zoom control panel. And so we do have some presentations we're going to go through, but we're going to be monitoring that Q&A panel, and we've saved time at the end to answer any questions that you have. So I'd encourage you, as things come up, just ask questions. We may get to some of them as we're going through, but we'll most likely get to the bulk of them at the end. If you have any technical issues, you can use the chat panel, and the team will be monitoring that as well. But we'll be taking questions from the Q&A panel at the end. So with that, let's kick off. I do want to just say, sort of standard, just remind people that this roadmap presentation does include some forward-looking projections and statements. And our request would be, before you make any big commitments, please just reach out, because some of the information is subject to change. We're making the best guesses on dates and availability as we know them, but things do change. So the obligatory forward-looking statement comment. This is what I love to do this, and on behalf of our leadership team, our CEO, Anand Subaraj, and the entire Zuper community and Zuper family, I want to say thank you for choosing us. Thank you for choosing Zuper, and thank you for trusting us with your business. Everybody on this call has, in one way or another, customers, partners, has invested in Zuper. Many of you took time to look at other choices, and we know there's other choice out there. So it's a privilege and an honor that you trust us with your business, and we really, really appreciate it. And we do our best every day to live up to that trust. And so just wanted to reiterate how proud we are to be that you choose us, and we're working to live up to that. I am happy to say, if you go on to the next slide, you're in good company. It's been a fantastic year for us. We're just kicking off 2025. 2024 was an amazing growth year. This is just some of the customers who've joined us over the last year. These are customers from around the world. These are customers both very large and small, and we welcome them all. And also customers across different industries. We've got some of our traditional services and trades business like HVAC and electrical and plumbing. You can see a number of pools industry business here, all the way to high-tech manufacturing, just a real spread and many more growing with us. So we're thrilled to welcome our new customers. Some are probably this is your very first webinar, and some of you have been with us for a long time, but the Zuper community and family is growing, and we're thrilled to have you with us. And we think that one of the reasons that people are choosing Zuper are really our strategy here, which is we are a technology company and we're leaning into building the very, very best product so that you have a competitive advantage in the market and you can really benefit your field teams. Our laser focus is on building this great product that is going to empower your team. Your team is going to actually physically love to use the product because it's our belief if field teams have technology they love to use, they're going to give great service. They're going to delight your customers. And when all that happens, you're able to grow your business the way that you want with flexibility and control. And so that focus on technology, that focus on building the very, very best application, making it usable, making those happy field teams, which makes happy customers, we think is our strategy, and it's really paying off. So if we go on, well, the question is, how are we doing that? And we reiterated these in our first, we mentioned them in our first webinar. I'm going to reiterate them here. Our product roadmap, delivering on this great platform, really comes from a focus around three main pillars. And I think you'll see this in all of the presentations today. First and foremost, we're well known in the marketplace, and we continue to commit to this, to being the most configurable and flexible platform in the marketplace. The field service business is rapidly changing. Everybody's got a different business process. You're growing, you're making acquisitions, you're changing product lines, you're adding services. So we are committed to having the most configurable platform to be flexible for you and your business. Everybody also struggles, everybody in the technology world, and I think particularly in the field service business, with complex workflows. Some people's products, some people's services, some people's offerings can tend to get complex. And so whatever we can do within the platform to make that simple for users as well as administrators, that's really paying off. Reduce the number of clicks, reduce the training required. And so we're always laser focused. As we add new functions, how do we maintain it? Keep that easy to use platform that technicians and field teams will love to use. And then lastly, how do we bring insight and intelligence to this? It's one thing to have a software application or technology platform that kind of stores information and allows you to, run your business, but the value add can be up-leveling from that with insights and intelligence. And as you're going to hear now through with AI, to really bring additional insights to make you help you and your team run more efficiently. So those are our three main pillars, and we're committed to those, and they're guiding our investment. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Maxwell and Ashok to talk about the just launched portion of our roadmap. And just a reminder, we've got a section here on things that have recently been released. There's things coming up, and then that farther out. So these are some of our recently released products that you may have seen or heard about. And I'll turn it over to Maxwell and Ashok. And I'll be back at the end for questions. And just a reminder, get all of your questions in on that Q&A because we will get to them in the end. Thanks. Over to you guys.
Thank you so much, Seth. Good morning, good evening, everybody. I'm really excited to talk to you about Zuper Pay, which was launched a couple of months ago, and all of the features in its offering. We successfully onboarded 16 new customers. Now, this is launched only in North America, but we are looking to launch in other geographies pretty soon. What it brings to the table is that you get to create jobs, you get to turn them into invoices, and then you accept payments. Now, that's going to happen pretty fast and securely, all within the application. We also support multiple payment methods. For a field personnel, you're going to have the option to obtain payments using Tap to Pay on iPhone, Tap to Pay on Android. You also can integrate the mobile application with the Stripe terminal. I must mention that ZuperPay is a white label solution of Stripe. So every payment method that Stripe natively offers would also be supported by ZuperPay. And when it comes to the checkout session, so you send a link to the customer and the end user is trying to pay, they have a variety of options like Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, ACH. There are a host of other payment methods that can be used as well. So the USP of the product is that everything happens within the application. I'm sure that most of you would either be integrating to Stripe or Square. You might have to manage two different accounts, basically for your FSM portion in Zuper, and then for payments, your reconciliation, your disputes, and your refunds through the external payment gateway. But with the introduction of ZuperPay, everything is going to happen within the application itself, which is the USP of the product. We also have launched integrated AR aging, which means you will be able to look at a report, and you can run the report by customer, by organization, or by invoice. If you run it by customer, you can also send the AR aging report to multiple customers using the batch action. So ZuperPay is going to offer card present transactions at 2.9%, card not present at 3.2%, automated clearinghouse, which is ACH payments at 1% with a cap of $5, which means any payment above $625 is going to cost you $5. We are also integrating with Stripe M2 terminals. The card readers are going to be $4 a device a month, but it does have an upfront cost, which is $59 a device. We are also launching by the end of the month Tap to Pay on iPhone and Tap to Pay on Android, which has no upfront costs, but then would cost you $4 a user per month. With that, I'm going to go over a quick demo for you. This is going to be Tap to Pay on iPhone. So assuming that this is the technician who's going to collect a payment, you click on the outstanding invoice and then you click on collect payment. You're going to be presented with four options, which is Tap to Pay on iPhone if it's an iPhone, or Tap to Pay on Android. You're also going to be able to integrate your mobile application with the Stripe M2 terminal. You also can scan a card or input the card information manually, and alternatively, you can send a payment link to the customer. So clicking on Tap to Pay on iPhone is going to bring up the Apple UI for payments, and the end user can tap the card on the phone and the payment comes through. So this is going to be easy and quick for your field personnel to be able to collect on-site payments. We also have automatic payments coming in the future. We also have a bunch of other features that would complement ZuperPay in its offering. So if you have any questions, I'll be able to take it at the fag end of the call. And with that, I am passing the baton to Ashok.
Thanks, Mr. Thanks for joining the webinar. So I'm going to take you through Zuper Connect. Zuper Connect is an unified platform within Zuper where you can make bidirectional calling to the customers. So you don't need to switch between multiple platforms, no more silo data. So everything is going to be within Zuper. So some of the key value proposition which we are bringing using Zuper Connect is quick setup. So you don't need to go to a sales cycle or implementation. Within few minutes, you can buy a number within the Zuper app, or if you want to port a number, we allow you to port a number, and you can define the call flows, how the incoming call has to behave, who has to receive those calls, and you can get like receiving the customer calls within few minutes. And we help you with call masking. For example, as a business, if you have a contractor involved and you don't want your contractor to see the customer number, we have come with the call masking functionality where they won't see the exact numbers of the customers. They will just see the tags, so that you can protect the privacy of your technician as well as the customer, preventing your business being poached by contractor. Then we support in-call calling. So within the web app as well as the mobile, you can place a call or receive a call, and you don't need to switch between the apps. So we support, similar to WhatsApp, we help you with the in-app calling. And last part is team collaboration and conversation. So we have introduced something called conversation, which is a shared inbox. So all your team members can go and interact with your customers, as well as all the touch points with respect to customers are captured over here. And once the customer calls in, you can go and within the call itself, you can go to the customer detail page and try to understand what is the lost jobs or code that has happened. So you can like give a better experience to the customers. Moving on to next slide. So here I will take a pause. So whatever you are seeing is the pricing with respect to Zuper Connect. So we have two package. One is starter and core. So our pricing model is based on credit. Initial plan starts at $199, and within that package, you have credits for each of the four pillars which we have, which is number of toll-free numbers. We support up to free numbers in the three numbers in the first package, and up to 10 users, it is free in the first package. And similar way, the calls and the SMS like credits are specified over there. And once you expire those credit, you will go into on-demand pricing, which has been listed in the bottom. So, as a technician team or as a field technician, if you have 50 members and if you want to buy a communication tool, you have to just spend the $6 from after the initial plan. So our pricing scales as your business also grows. So you will be growing along with us. So once you log into the Zuper app, you have the Zuper Connect model and you will land in conversation. With conversation, all the customer touch point with respect to calls, messages, everything is captured as a shared inbox. With the shared inbox, you never miss a beat from a customer. For example, it might be a voicemail. This particular customer has contacts for a hot tub issue. So he has sent a text as well as voicemail. And our technician has called, our team has called back. You can see the recording, call notes, all the associated job information. And if you scroll down, like multiple stakeholders has like team member has responded to this particular message. You can see Michael and Chris has responded. And we also allow you to send system notification. So it can be system notification related to job reminders, everything can be done. For example, which can be set up in our settings where we all the placeholders to set up the system notification. Moving on to the Zuper software, this is the place where you will be able to make and receive call. So we have a dial pad where you can key in any random number and place a call. You have the recent call logs where you can see the past conversation and you can quickly make a call. And we have contacts where you can see the existing customer information through which you can place the call, or you have the users, which has all your teammates from to whom you can place a call. So let's take a scenario where you have posted your number in the website and you are receiving a call from a customer who has not registered in your platform. So you will be receiving an incoming call and you will have a notification. Once you attend the call, you can perform various in-call actions. So one of the actions will be the adding the notes. So during the call itself, you can go ahead and add a notes for the unknown number. For example, what is the reason for calling? You can also create a customer. So you can add the customer information like what is the name, and what is the mail ID, those kind of information. And if you have any custom fields that are already introduced into the platform, we also help you to capture, and the number auto populates. And later you can add the addresses. So once I'm trying to add an address now, Bay Area. Once it is done, I can go ahead and save and create a customer. And immediately they are looking for a job, you can go ahead and create a job. So you just have to just type in the job name. So this is the hot tub repair. That's why the reason customer has called, and all the information related to customer name, contact number, address auto populates. So by doing this, you never miss a call from the customer and you never miss your revenue. So all the bookings, calls that are coming in, you can make it as a revenue. That's how we are going to grow along with you. So once they log into the app, they will have the list of assigned jobs, which for example, as a technician. So once I click on the job, in the job, I have the call icon. So to which I can place a call to the customer. Since the call masking is enabled, I will not be, as a technician, I will not be able to see the numbers. I'll just see the tag, whether it is home, mobile, or work. Once I click on it, the call will be placed to the customer, and the customer will not see the technician number, they will see the company number. So both way we are protecting the privacy of the technicians as well as the customers. And within the call, I can perform in-call action, or I can minimize the call. And if I want to add notes, change status, all the action can be done while in the call itself. If then later I can cancel the calls and the call log get captured within the job. So for a particular job, you can see what the touch point that has happened. Let it be internal call as well as the customer call. You have a visibility within Zuper application.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Ashok and Max, for the wonderful presentation. So I am going to talk about things what are going to come on the immediate future. So they pretty much covered the things which came in recently. So the immediate future, I am going to start with Zuper Fleet. So when we spoke to customers, we found there are some anxieties, particularly for the customers who are managing their fleets.
where are my fleets, or are they being is there unauthorized usage to my fleets during the offers, and are they doing good? So these anxieties were pretty much what we were seeing from our customers. So Zuper Fleets, the primary agenda, the first feature that it is going to come up with is live fleet location mapping. So you can pretty much go into the Super Fleet and you can find where your assets are at any point in any given point in time. And you can, even if they are moving, you can find out what speed they are moving. So that's the level of accuracy Super Fleet is getting into. The moment you know where your fleets are, does that suffice? Not really. So customers are quite anxious. The back office is quite anxious. Are they being handled appropriately? Meaning, is there people behind the wheel who are rash when they are driving the fleets? For example, is there sudden accelerations or sudden brakings, which are not something which you want your fleets to be into, or if there is an overspeeding? So those kind of configurations or controls what you want to have can be configured. And if there are breaches to those thresholds like overspeeding, you get an immediate notification. When I spoke about the first two features, there is a sense of defense in it. What I mean by that is like aftermath. So you are trying to find out if there is a violation, and you are trying to find out where your fleet is. But is there a way to prevent this? That is where the third feature comes into, which is an AI-powered safety cam. So it's a device that comes and it is fixed to the fleet, which is a two-way looking cam, which looks forward and also within the cabin. And it looks for how the driver is behaving, meaning is he on a phone while he is driving, or is he eating, or is he tailgating someone? So all these things eventually lead to a mishap. So customers doesn't want to for the mishap to happen, for them to be notified. Rather, this is a preventive mechanism which tells you one of your driver is not looking into the road properly, so that you can connect to him immediately, real time, and make sure there is no mishap. This eventually prevents issues from happening, and which eventually could lead to lower insurance costs for the organizations. So that's where the safety cam, AI-based safety cam, comes into play. And the pricing is quite simple. The first two features were the live fleet location and the alert violation is $30 per vehicle. And if the safety cam is added to it, it comes to 65 per vehicle. This is the live tracking. So you can see that there are three vehicles. I can see that position. For example, this vehicle of mine is not traveling. It's somewhere in the Connecticut. And this one, yeah, this is being driven. It's at the speed of, as I told, 30 miles per hour. And it's in the Texas. And there is one more which is idling somewhere in the uh, uh, Minneapolis, I guess. So this is how the live tracking of vehicles work. But if you want to get into the next level, meaning, as I told, the threshold breaches or notifications, you can click on one of your vehicles and it shows the details of the travel done by the vehicle. So to simply read this map, the green dots are good events and the black dots are the breaches that has happened. For example, you can find here and you can find that there is speeding that has happened. So this organization has maintained their speeding limit to be less than 60 or so. And here it is 68 miles per hour. And it continues on and on into 70 and 71. And finally, you can find that there has been a hard braking, say, for example, from 39 miles per hour to 8 miles per hour. So this is the way you can quite confidently say if there are mishaps that are happening in your vehicle or they are not in good health. Essentially, these lead to bad health of the fleets, isn't it? So these are the first two parts of Zuper Fleet, to quickly touch upon them. And the third one is the safety cam. As I told, the safety cam is an AI-based feature, which looks both inside and outside. So you get a video of any. So here is a guy who looks into the phone while he's driving, and you get this video. See, that was a hard braking because of he looked into the vehicle. So these are the means essentially that will prevent the mishaps, as I was speaking initially. So this is a very the tip of the iceberg, the glimpse of what Zuper Fleet could do, and we are launching it officially in the upcoming month. But there are a couple of customers where we have implemented it, and it looks very encouraging. It has scaled to the tune of 12,000 trips, which tunes to about 200,000 miles with a fleet of about 200 vehicles. So, and even 150 drivers to be precise. So, it's scaling up well. So, if you are interested, we are good to go with Zuper Fleet. With this, I'll move on to the next one. The report builder, the much awaited feature for us. The very idea of report builder, the very principle as such, is to make our customers autonomous when it comes to reporting, because there are times when customers come down to us asking for reports to be built, which cuts across multiple modules of Zuper, for example, jobs, customers, invoices, and whatnot. So we wanted it to be a really self-serve mode where the enablement is available to our customers directly, so that you can do things which are doable, and it has to be easy. So that's the reason why Zuper does the heavy lifting, where you can, as you see in the screen parallelly, and you have seen earlier too, that is just drags and drops between multiple modules that you have to do so that the report is built. And this also comes with a templatized version. Few templates of reports are already provided by Zuper out of box, so that you don't have to build every report from scratch. And as I told, since this is going to be a multi-module version, you can join like jobs, as you see here, the customers and invoices across multiple modules. The data can be pulled in to build a single unified report. And we don't stop there. The UI-based report gives you up to 2,000 records, and if there are more records to it, you can download the report. And not just downloading, if you are generating a report, you can share it with your colleagues and with the right access controls too. Like you see, it can be a view control, edit, and whatnot. So this is a complete package where the reports can be handled by customers independently. So we will be investing on this and growing this in the upcoming months. But by end of this month, we are going to have a beta version which will be coming to you soon. That's about report builder. The third one is job gallery. So there is no dearth of photos and videos in the field service industry. We all know that. So we thought how we can use this information to enrich our customers better. So that's where the idea of job gallery was born. So this is one part of the puzzle. I'm sure Raghav is going to show the other part of it also. But job gallery gives one view of how to bring to our customers the power of media that we have today across our field service. So it is nothing but centralizing all the photos or videos that is taken under a job in the form of notes, checklists, so all under the single umbrella with the right filters, namely who has taken the filter, when it was when the photo was taken, and then the grouping mechanisms, which are quite mobile-like experience. So rather than doing the talking, I think this is also worth showing and demonstrating. So I'll take a sec to show you this how this job gallery works. Here you go. So I am in the typical Zuper's job details page, and there is a special area where you can see the gallery. So this contains all the photos of a job based on the date grouping. So I have few photos pulled in today and few of them from the past month. Or if I want this to be grouped by users, all I have to do is to click the user grouping, so that you have the different people who have uploaded the photos and or the videos. And so you can even filter whether you want to look at only the photos or videos or either of them. And you can get into the details of when these photos were uploaded. For example, I'm looking at few photos which were uploaded today and rest of them were yesterday. And you can even filter it by the user who has uploaded it. So essentially, complete mastery over the bunch of videos and photos that come along with the tasks that are done by the field technicians on the ground. So this is something which we are working on the upcoming quarter, but I thought it's worth sharing with you all what we are cooking currently. So those are the critical updates from my side, and I would like to turn it over to Raghav.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone. but thank you all for joining the webinar today. I'm excited to announce Zuper AI and share how we at Zuper are building and leveraging AI to revolutionize field service management. Field service has long been a technologically underserved market, despite its critical importance across industries. Today, we stand at a tipping point. With AI and our domain-specific LLMs, we are not just improving field service, but we are transforming it. We are enabling intelligent, efficient teams to do more with less. Our AI doesn't replace the technicians, but augments them. Your new hires become a productive user faster with Zuper AI. And even experienced technicians benefit from having instant access to technical documentation, troubleshooting advice. I'm thrilled to deep dive into each of these areas and walk you through how our new features are going to help deliver real business value. The first feature I'm going to share as part of our newest innovation that perfectly illustrate how we are using AI to solve real-world challenges. Our new AI transcript feature. Picture this. Your technician has completed a complex repair. As a part of the checklist, they document the work they did, the parts they use, and recommendations for the customer. Traditionally, this means typing on a mobile device or scribbling notes to be entered later, both taking valuable time away from the user for the next job. With AI transcript, technicians can simply speak naturally about the work they perform, while Zuper AI automatically transcribes their words into structured documentation. And we don't just stop at the basic transcription. Zuper AI also lets you translate. For example, if your tech is talking in Spanish, it can also translate to English and even summarize lengthy explanations into concise notes. It can also help you extract key information like maintenance actions or any follow-up recommendations. And the best part, it can clean up the text by removing any filter words, any grammatical errors, and format it professionally. This means your technicians can spend less time documenting and more time serving customers. Over to the next feature. I'm actually particularly excited to share this AI feature we have been developing called walkthrough notes. This capability directly addresses one of the biggest pain points of technician, especially on the field, building comprehensive documentation that includes visual evidence. Imagine your tech arriving at a complex installation or a repair. Traditionally, they need to take pictures, manually organize them, type up explanation description for each image, and then create a coherent report, all while trying to actually do the service. With AI walkthrough notes, the process becomes remarkably simple. The technician can take pictures of the equipment or the site while they're simultaneously narrating what they're seeing and doing. They can continue their natural flow without pausing or to organize the label content. And of course, they can mute if they don't want it on record. And then they let Zuper AI handle the heavy lifting of documentation. As you can see here, the technician is actually working on a coffee machine. And as they're taking the pictures, as they're recording the information, they're actually talking with the system. And this is quite natural for the technician, especially who doesn't want to type in after the pictures are taken, and they can go with the standard flow. Now, once the videos are taken, the pictures are taken, Zuper AI transcribes the technician's spoken explanations and also associate them with the relevant images, translate this content wherever necessary for multilingual teams and customers, and generates a concise and clear summary of the entire service. Technicians are empowered to create richer documentation in lesser time. And service manager gain unprecedented visibility in field operations. And of course, the customers receive detailed visual records of completed work in a click of a button. The next feature I'd like to talk about is AI job summary. Throughout the job, your technicians complete checklists, take notes, capture pictures, and document their work using the features that Zuper offer at the moment. But for someone sitting in the back office, to quickly understand what exactly happened during the course of the job, you need to analyze fully, switch between different tabs, go to the checklist, and learn. But with Zuper job summary, AI job summary, Zuper AI will intelligently synthesize all this information into a short and simple summary. Zuper AI will analyze all the completed checklist items, the responses submitted by the technician, their notes, any transcribed conversations, pictures that were taken during the job, parts and materials used, etc., and give a very simple summary of what exactly happened within the course of the job, as you can see here. And what makes this feature particularly powerful is how shareable the summaries are. With a single click, you can send professional reports to your customers who want to understand what was done, to internally to your managers who want visibility into the field operations, and even to the billing department who need to document the work or the job summary for invoicing. As we wrap up today on these features, I want to leave you with some perspective on what we are truly building at Zuper. The AI features that we have shared today, including a transcript, walkthrough note summary, represent more than just technological innovations. They embody our vision for the future of field service management. And you'll be seeing all these features coming in the upcoming weeks. And please use the QR code in the next slide, or you can also use the link over the chat to sign up for beta of these features. Thank you so much for your time today.
And there you have it. I do still have some outstanding questions I posted to the Zuper team that I'll be covering in my comparison video, but I do want to leave you with some of my own thoughts. First, some of the reasons why my clients tend to choose Zuper. For those comparing it to ServiceTitan, the cost is definitely one of the biggest factors relative to value. It's highly configurable, even compared to ServiceTitan, and is natively built to be integrated, so you don't necessarily have to migrate your whole tech stack in order to achieve fully automated and streamlined processes between all of your systems. That being said, it's not without its downsides. There are some integrations that I would consider to be industry standard, like CallRail for marketing analytics, or flat rate pricing and pricebook modules like Profit Rhino, which they say that they are looking into. That said, you can integrate these manually because they have open APIs, but it does extend the onboarding and migration to the platform. Another important factor, especially as you're watching this video specifically, is that a lot of these features are relatively new. So I would expect that there may be some early adopter bugs that would need to be ironed out as the platform grows and matures, but that's purely an assumption on my part, and hey, maybe they have a fantastic QA team that irons out all of those before they fully launch out of beta. I'll leave you with a quick comparison to some of the market leaders for different sized businesses to help you choose if Zuper is even a fit for your organization. When Zuper is compared to Jobber and Housecall Pro, it's generally a much better and more expensive fit, but almost essential if you're targeting commercial clients, if you have complex multi-day projects, if you have a franchise with multiple locations, or need a really detailed data set for data calculations like job costing and profitability embedded into the system if you're already doing that manually. If you have a large team, then the amount of automation or specialized processes you can implement in Zuper can also save you a ton of time and money, but again, you can do the same thing in larger systems like ServiceTitan. The general cost benefit here where Zuper makes sense is roughly at that 1 million revenue range and 10 employees, where the level of automation that the platform gives makes it that much more valuable when you calculate the time savings or revenue impact of the platform. If you're smaller than this, while the features might be, absolutely amazing, generally the cost outweighs the benefits, and you should try out Jobber and Housecall Pro first unless you plan to scale pretty quickly. On the higher end, comparing it to ServiceTitan, the benefit is obviously the cost compared to the features it provides. Because ServiceTitan does have everything fully unified, it does have a lot more control over the workflows and processes that get enabled, from marketing to dispatch to even flat rate pricing models with their Pricebook Pro feature. However, that is also ServiceTitan's downside, because once you're in, you're in. One of the biggest feedbacks I get from clients who are coming from ServiceTitan is that it is incredibly painful to migrate away from the platform. And of course, they know this, which is the reason I'm guessing that they're able to charge as much as they do and usually make it hard for you to leave. The alternative, being Zuper, is that you can integrate either existing or new systems into the platform, making generally the onboarding a bit easier. And if you need features that aren't native to Zuper, then you can get something like Profit Rhino as an example for Pricebook capabilities, or Katana if you need more robust inventory management features like forecasting than the native inventory features that exist in Zuper. The point here is that you have a lot more flexibility in what you actually can use for your business. So who is it actually for? Well, like I mentioned, for over 10 employees is usually the baseline, and I believe their minimum user count is actually like 8 employees. So it's a good starting point that if you're lower than this, Jobber and Housecall Pro are probably your best bet. While it's not unheard of, very few clients under this threshold would probably find Zuper appealing compared to something like Jobber and Housecall Pro, even if you like the features, unless you know you're going to be growing past that threshold within the next 2 to 3 years and have a small amount of users right now, but high revenue numbers. So if a comparison between the two sounds interesting, stay tuned for a detailed comparison video highlighting some of the key considerations of what businesses might be a better fit for Zuper and which would be a better fit for ServiceTitan, or if your business might be perfectly happy with Jobber or Housecall Pro. So like and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date and get a notification when that video goes live. So what do you think of Zuper? Let us and other viewers know what you think of the features and how it might compare to the system you're currently using or are comparing it to. Pop them into the comments below, and help your fellow business owners out. Otherwise, if you still have questions on which platform is best for your business, definitely hit us up with our free 15-minute consultations below, especially if you're considering one of the solutions that we work with. Or you can sign up for a demo or trials using the links in the description below. And with that, this is Joe signing out, and I'll see you all in the next one.